Hey, Coach. I was wondering if you could give us an update on Kawhi's status for tonight.
Yeah, he's playing.
Cool. And starting lineups would be
Reggie, PG, Kawhi, Marcus, and Zoo.
awesome. And I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about what you've seen out of Michael Porter Jr. over the course of you guys playing him last year in the bubble, and then his ascendance this year, and then now where he's kind of taken over that second option with Jamal Murray being out.
I think confidence, one. I think health, getting healthy is two. And then just, terrific offensive rebounder, terrific cutter, getting to the basket. And then, shooting the basketball. I heard when he first came in as a rookie that he was the best shooter on the team. And, I've known about him and heard about him because he's from Missouri. But, shooting 48% on catch and shoot threes. When you shoot at a high clip like that and you're 6'10", it's hard to get out there to you. So we got to do a good job of just getting to his body, make sure we run him off the three-point shot, make sure we make him make decisions on the offensive end instead of just catching shoots and offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Thanks. We'll go next to Law.
Hey Ty, how you feeling today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. So last game in Phoenix, the issue with rebounding, you said that you really liked how the defense improved over the course of the game, but you didn't like how you didn't finish those possessions with rebounds. And even going back to the Denver game, you said down the stretch, you liked how the team got two shots, got into the paint, but you didn't like how they didn't finish. So was this game tonight really just a matter of just locking in and completing the process?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look over the course of our last 10 games, just having a defensive mindset to start the games. And, the last 10 games, we haven't been great in the first quarter. We can't ease into the games no matter who you're playing because it's too hard to fight back. When you fight back, it's a lot of times you don't have a lot of tank in the gas. So, a lot of gas in the tank. So we got to be better starting the games. We know Kawhi missed the last 9 to 10, but, we've been atrocious to start the game. So tonight we got to come in with a defensive mindset. Like I said, this team's been playing well, 8-1 in the last 9 games. So, we can't ease into this game at all. We got to come out with a defensive mindset and attack on the offensive end.
Thanks. We'll go next to Miriam.
Hey there, Ty. Hope you're doing well. After the loss of Phoenix, Paul George was especially upset after the game about a couple of turnovers that he had in the third quarter, and he said, that he thought that it cost you guys the game. Wondered if that's sort of like an example to you of sort of accountability that you need from your guys, and especially the stars like that, and that Paul realizes that's something that he's got to be better at, and sort of like the standard that he holds himself to.
Well, that didn't lose the game, but it is good to see you guys, take credit when they think they don't play well. But it just, like I said, it was the first quarter for me, giving them 39 points on our home floor, miscommunication on the defensive end, not getting back in transition, giving them 39 points is too much, So holding the 23, I think 24 and 23 the next 3 quarters was great. But, we can't start the game like that. So, to start the game like that, against a good team who's, number 1 in the West, it's hard to come back, when you dig holes like that. So that wasn't PG's fault because of the turnovers, but we liked his aggressiveness, scoring the basketball, making guys better. And, when you have the ball in your hands like that and have it in your hands a lot, you're going to have turnovers sometimes. So, it is what it is.
Thank you. We'll go next to Andrew.
Hey, Ty, I hope you're doing well. When you guys play some of the best players in the league, you often talk about showing them different looks. And I know last year in the playoffs, sending a second defender Jokic's way really hurt this defense a lot. I'm just curious, like with Murray out, with a great shooter out, do you feel any more comfortable sometimes sending a second defender to pressure him? Or does that sort of feel like taking your defense's life in its own hands whenever you give a great shooter, a great passer like that, an open guy?
Just read the game. To start, we're going to let Zoo play him head up, one-on-one in the post. And then if he gets going and Zoo gets in foul trouble, then, we'll look to double and mix it up a little bit. So to start the game, we're not going to double. We're going to make, Joker score with Zoo and let Zoo be physical with him to start and then just see what happens.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. Is tonight's Denver game any different than the previous 2? In terms of its importance, its weight?
The last 2 we played them?
Yeah.
No, I thought the game was the second, third game of the season. I thought it was, on their home floor, it was a huge game for us just to see where we're at. Tonight, like I said, getting Kawhi back and, battling for that third spot, it is a big game for us, but it's not a must-win, do or die. But, we want to come out and play well. We want to win the game. But I wouldn't hang, all our chips on this one game.
And then I sorry if you were asked this earlier, but Pat and Serge, is there an update on them? I know you guys had practice yesterday. What's going on with them?
Yeah, Serge is, he's been on the floor playing a little 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 the last couple of days. The first couple of chances he's had a chance to get on the floor, so that's good to see. And Pat, if he keeps progressing the way he is, we should be able to see him in the next couple of games, hopefully. So if he keeps progressing the way he has.
All right, thanks, Ty.
Next up, Farbad.
Hey, Coach. This is just such a weird year in the standings. You guys win, 10 out of 12. It doesn't seem to matter. Nothing budges. You guys can end anywhere from the 1 to 4. Lakers could end anywhere from the 5 to the 7. And some of the guys, they say that they're watching the standings. Is it something you tell them to kind of avoid, or do you embrace it? How do you approach that as a coach in such a chaotic year?
Do what you want to do. At the end of the day, the records speak for itself, and you got to play the game. So if they want to watch the standings. If they don't, it's up to them. I really don't have an opinion one way or another.
Thanks. Next to Christina.
Hey, Ty, everyone kind of makes a big deal about playoff Rondo, and we've seen what he's done in the postseason, but he's been very impactful in just the month that you guys have had him. What have you seen from him outside of the numbers, just from a leadership perspective?
Just talking to the guys, talking to Kawhi, PG, and Marcus, Zoo, showing those guys film on the plane after the games of mistakes we made or things we need to do better or things we're doing good, and asking Kawhi and PG, where they want the ball delivered on catch and shoot and different situations, just being a coach, on and off the floor. So it's just good to have him, having a leader out there and having a point guard that can get PG and Kawhi and Marcus and Zoo and Nico and those guys easy shots as well.
Thanks. We have time for one more. Go ahead, Cam.
Hey, Coach. Kind of unrelated to today's game, I want to ask you if you have any draft memories with the NFL draft just happened this weekend. What would be some of your draft biggest memories that you have of your draft?
I was in New York with my agent at the time, Andy Miller, and you have a draft party and everybody back home, and you don't get drafted, so you don't want to be that person. So I went to New York. My family had a draft party back in Mexico, and I was supposed to go, I think, 15, and that didn't happen, to Houston, and then it got later and later, and I think with the 23rd pick, Denver selected me, and so I was excited, just to hear my name called, by David Stern, and just seeing the highlights and all that. It was a great feeling, and dream come true. And then 5 minutes later, I was traded to the Lakers, for me and Tony Batiste and Nick Van Exel, and I jumped on the couch and went crazy. It was so excited, Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers and all whatever. So when I did that, my agent was like, "No, you got to calm down. This is serious now, because this is do or die. Your first 2-3 years, you could be out of the league. You got to take this." And it just killed my whole night. Like I went from up here to like scared and nervous and not knowing, what to expect. And he kind of blew my high on that one. So that's my draft memory.
Was it just exciting to get traded to the Lakers as it was to get initially drafted by the Nuggets?
Well, I was excited, like I said, to get drafted, to hear my name called, and for David Stern to say Tyronn Lue, the 23rd pick. And then you go from, the Denver Nuggets to, Los Angeles Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and, Jerry West. And I mean, like, it was like, because that was my team. Like, that's what I, rooted for. It's like a dream come true. And, like, to be traded and not even knowing, like, it was crazy, I went crazy, and then he killed that right away. So that was my draft night. A lot of emotions, just like coaching, just like this. Same thing. Same thing.
Hey, man, well, congratulations on all your success as a player and a coach. Good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.